Hello, it's Ryan from Benson Blade Company, and this morning I'm going to show you how to set up the Tormek TT-50 truing tool, which will give you the best chance in being able to use your Tormek device for sharpening all of your tools, especially knives and things like that, where you don't want to feel the tool bouncing up and down. So we'll go through setting this up, what I found to be most useful compared to the videos and instructions by Tormek, and yeah, see if it helps you out. So the first tip I'd give you is make sure you slide it on the right way. I'm quite gung-ho and I didn't bother reading the instructions and just thought it can't be that hard. And turns out I slid it in the wrong way. There is a right way to put it in. So those two lugs there you see are going to engage with this upright. So you slide it in. Make sure you've got this set high enough so you're not going to start scraping along the stone wheel straight away. And then when you have got it locked in, you're going to tighten up this wheel here. So I'm going to apply some light pressure that way, tighten it up. So I'll bring you in so you can see a bit closer. So hopefully you can see, get myself a pointer, the little part there, which is what's going to eat away at the stone when you're truing it. So what I'm looking to do here is lower it down just enough so it's just going to touch the stone at the high point. So I'm going to keep going. This stone's not actually too bad because I did it not too long ago. Excuse me. Tormek say that you should do this more often than you'd think because it supposedly prolongs the life of the stone. So I mean that is looking pretty good, to be honest. I'd say my highest point's about there, and that's just touching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock it off at that. The two nuts. I'm going to take it off the wheel. So I believe Tormek recommend to go across within 30 to 90 seconds. If you go too fast, what a couple of people now have said to me is when they try and true their stones, they end up with almost like a spiral pattern or a crisscross going across. And I think that's probably because you're going too fast. And if you haven't set it right, you're going to end up with issues when you're sharpening. So for me, I think you're better just taking your time. So let's start moving across. On this first pass, it might not even do a lot. So you can hear it's just starting now. And I go across very slowly. And you can see at the minute how dirty my stone is. Move you back up. And you can see how slowly I'm moving it across. You can also see where it's starting to change colour as I come across it as well. And what this will do is it will make the stone wrap perfectly round again, and it will give you a flat surface to work on. And when I get to a point where I can feel that it is biting in quite a lot, I'll really slow down and give the tool a chance to work at the wheel and take some of that material away. Because if I start flying across it, then I'm going to miss parts of the wheel. So I'm speeding up a bit now just because you can hear it's not really doing a whole lot now. And obviously my edges, I must have rounded them off working some tools because now I'm getting towards the edge, there's not a lot there. So what I'm going to do now, I'll undo the two knobs on the back. Make sure that's away from the wheel, and I'm going to drop it down just a touch. And I'll come back over. Right, so I'm gonna go down just a fraction more. Lock it off again. And then here we are. So I'm gonna come across again now. And you can hear this is starting to take more off now. And you'll be able to see the colour change. Because that's because I'm getting to a fresh stone now. You have still got that dirty colour, that's because you've not got the clean stone yet. And what you will sometimes notice is as well, that you may end up with half of the stones clean, and then you'll have some dirty patches on it, and that's because you've got a low point in your stone. So really you need to keep taking it down, otherwise when you're working with your knife you'll feel like maybe a slight knocking, or sometimes you can't even feel it but you can hear it. So you can see I'm going across nice and slowly, and that's to make sure that I've given all of the wheel a chance to touch the tool. And it might look like I'm notching with my hand, but that's just because as I'm turning, when the wheel contacts the tool, the portion that's biting away at the material, it's catching. So I think you'll be able to see here on this wheel, once I've finished, where I've still got a low point, because you can see where I've already sharpened, you can still see a few dark patches. If it's only a tiny little bit, you can leave it. If you have like a good chunk of the wheel is dark, then you probably want to think about lowering the tool down a little bit more and going again. Obviously no one wants to be truing all the time because it's eating away at your wheel and they cost money. But equally, if you have got a round wheel, it's a lot easier to sharpen your knives, axes, chisels, that sort of thing. How you doing? If you're using tools such as this, angle setter, it's worth, after doing this, measuring the diameter of your wheel. If you've only done it once, it probably won't matter too much, but once you've done it a few times, you're going to want to be adjusting that depending on the diameter of your wheel, otherwise you'll find your angles are not right. Nearly there now. There we are. Right, so if I slow it, hopefully you'll be able to see, there you can see like a dark patch spinning round, and what that is because some of these portions of the wheel, there's a dark bit, they're actually slightly lower than the rest of the wheel. So where I've taken away some of the material, it's not caught those bits and taken them away, but I mean, that's pretty good. I'd be happy enough to work on that. So now what I'll find is when I'm sharpening a knife or something like that, take this off quick, I should find that instead of like a knock in, or I'll be able to hear like when it's going around, should be just a smooth continuous noise as I work my way along, and I won't feel any knocking. So hopefully that's helped a few people out. Robin Hughes, thank you for dropping me some comments on one of my videos. Hopefully this will help you out, and I think a lot of people, their issues stem from maybe not having the wheel set up correctly. And I'll give a shout out as well to Tom Clark and Z. They're two of my big contributors onto my videos. So thank you for all your likes and comments and stuff. It is appreciated. And tune in when I do another video. Thank you from Benson Blade Company. Find us on Facebook, follow the channel, and I hope that's helped. And if you do want any videos making, if you're not sure about something, drop me a message or leave a comment, and I'll happily help where I can.